Well, it's the After the Show, and today something new. We're starting the maiden voyage. We're on Facebook Live. You know Janice Dean.
Hi.
We'd also like to introduce you to Candace Owens. She's from Turning Point USA. So what do you do at Turning Point?
So I'm the director of urban engagement, so it's really just sort of focusing on the Black community and helping them understand that there are so many things that we need to fix within the community, and it starts with understanding how we got lost.
What is Turning Point?
Turning Point USA it's essentially a charity, and what we do is we mobilize conservative voices on campus because they've been completely drowned out by all of these, liberal teachers, liberal professors, and largely these liberal students, liberal presidencies that are controlling the budgets.
Conservative voices on campus.
Yes.
You've got to be discouraged, though, because on most campuses, there's 7.
We went from 0 to 1,900 Turning Point USA chapters, so we are incredibly encouraged right now.
Okay.
There's a movement happening.
And you grew up as a Democrat.
I did.
Became conservative.
Correct.
How did that happen?
I sort of woke up one day, and it's a longer story, but what it comes down to is when you watch the campaign of Donald Trump, you could not wake up. You could not wake up to the idea that we were functioning under this propaganda. It was so vicious. The attacks were just sexist, racist, rapist at one point, and they just came every single day. And I said to myself, how did I buy into this media machine? What do I think? And so it was really this return to individualism, which I think is what his presidency represents.
Is your whole family wondering, where did we go wrong? Why? She was raised a Democrat, and now she's a Republican.
Yeah, I think my mom at one point said, sometimes the apple does fall really far from the tree.
How do you deal with social gatherings with your family?
Oh, I love to go right into the fire. People always say, do you not talk about it? I think Thanksgiving, as soon as I saw the mashed potatoes, I was like, I can't believe Hillary thought she was going to win,
Just like
right
that.
into the fire. Yeah.
Stir that pot.
I love it. I love family feuding. It's the best thing in the entire world. It's what makes us family. You fight no matter what. It might as well be about politics.
That's right. But if you say it with a smile, you kind of get away with it. You seem very pleasing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some politics and dive right into this. Hollywood hypocrisy is the top of the list. We've been talking about it all morning because these celebrities, they're all about gun control and take the guns away, yet they're surrounded by their, they have their security guards with them when they get out of their chauffeured limos. They live behind the, the gates in Hollywood, and they have, assistants. They live a different life.
Correct.
And all the people who are protecting them so the fans can't storm the stage, or protecting them so the fans can't get into the auditorium. They're all armed guards.
Correct. I mean, look, you nailed it. It's hypocrisy at its finest. And what it comes down to is what Donald Trump spoke about on the campaign, is that there are these pockets in society, New York and LA, and they really don't get that there's a lot of country in between that, and that we, like you said, we don't have personal assistants that go and pick up our dry cleaning. There's real life happening for other people. And again, we value their talents, but they just don't get it. They're really far from reality at this moment in time. And I'm hoping that we can sort of help them come back down to earth.
I love the quote that we had from Dolly Parton earlier on, where she said, I don't comment on politics because I'm an entertainer and it's not my position. And I was just like, thank you, Dolly Parton.
That's right.
We
had Michelle Malkin on our program this morning. She actually just won some big documentary award from Hollywood. Here she is blasting the hypocrisy regarding guns.
I think that their operative slogan is armed security for we, but not for thee. 500, a phalanx of 500 law enforcement officers, both locally from the LAPD as well as FBI agents. They were armed to the teeth. And can you imagine if every American school were as protected as the Oscars event? They strut around in their stilettos and their orange pins, virtue signaling about gun control, while not only are they protected by all of these armed security at this event, a lot of them travel with personal security guards that are all armed, and they live in gated communities behind tall walls, while they lecture the rest of us as racist nativists and people who advocate for the slaughter of innocents sanctimoniously because we disagree with them and defend our own Second Amendment rights. I think this is why probably you will see that at the end of the day, just like with the NFL, the number of people, the number of Americans who are tuning out all of these hypocritical liberals is larger than it's ever been, and they deserve it. And you've got Jimmy Kimmel, who plays both sides of the aisle. On the one hand, oh, I'm just a late-night comedian, don't mind me. And yet on the other hand, seizing every opportunity to falsely claim some sort of absolute moral authority, getting his talking points from Chuck Schumer on everything from gun control to immigration. Why can't these people just entertain without thinking of themselves as unelected politicians in this country?
Oh, man. Candace, when you were with us during the live show, we saw a snippet of a video you did that essentially took aim at the Hollywood elite. We're going to play a little snippet for you right now. Here she is.
You may have actually come to believe that we care what you think. But you're wrong. It's offensive that you confuse our admiration for blind faith just because they don't think or vote the way you want them to. You cross a line. You lose touch with reality.
Well, losing touch with reality is what the movie business is all about, but these are the real people we're talking about.
You're exactly right. And what is really tremendous here is just the level of narcissism to say, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to move out of the country. Why would we care where celebrities live? I have no idea where they live currently. For all I know, they're all living in Italy because I'm not invited into their homes.
When they say that, are you like, good, go?
And that's what they don't understand. Like, that kind of a threat, it really is a high level of narcissism. And I'm hoping that my video helps them understand. You got to cool it a little bit because this is a little insane.
I feel like when we go to the movies, we want escapism. Yep. That's why we go to the movies. So when I used to watch the Academy Awards, I didn't watch it last night because it doesn't. For me, it doesn't matter what your political leanings are. I really don't care what anybody's leanings are. I want to see an award show. I want to see the pretty dresses. I don't care who you voted for, and I really don't need you to badmouth the president.
If you want to watch politics, you're going to watch C-SPAN
or something else.
Yeah, when you watch an entertainment show, you want to be entertained.
I mean, has it always been like this, or has it just gotten to a boiling point?
It's gotten to a boiling point, and what I really don't like is how anti-American it's all become. You know, there's something wrong with us because we like our country. This is the greatest country in the world. I have no shame about loving America, and to try to make me feel ashamed for that is what's really wrong.
In my memory of recent events over the last 10 years or so, I think it kind of got started with the Dixie Chicks. At one point at the height of the Iraq War, the Dixie Chicks came out and said they were highly critical of George W. Bush, who was the commander-in-chief at that point. And then there was pretty much immediately a backlash against their crowd, which was largely supportive.
You're probably like, who are the Dixie Chicks?
No, I remember this scandal. Yeah, I totally remember this scandal. And you're right. I think that's sort of the first moment in my memory that I have of these two fields sort of merging. And you're absolutely right. It started with the Dixie Chicks. Where are they? Right?
Remember, radio stations stopped playing their music. Well, in the South, that's where I was living at the time, where I grew up, and people were really mad at them.
Right, and I agree with you. When I watch award shows, it's like a departure. I don't want to have to think, right? And so I want to look and see whether they're going to sit Britney Spears next to Justin Timberlake.
Or who's going to show up together.
Like, is Justin Bieber going to be next to Selena Gomez? I don't want you lecturing me.
But everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You can say whatever you want to.
Right.
The question is, if you say it on a show that angers half the people watching, ultimately, if you're in the business of selling tickets to see you, that's not good for your own personal brand.
And we're seeing that. Jennifer Lawrence just basically acknowledged that. You know, she hasn't really had a huge blockbuster since she came out calling all of Trump's, supporters racist and sexist, which is really horrible. You're calling your fans, right, racist and sexist. Why would they go, if that's really how they felt about you, if they didn't like your race or your sex, why would they be supporting you in the box office?
And then you look at somebody like Jimmy Kimmel, who, if he crosses the line, he goes back to, well, I'm a comedian. Right. So it's like...
He's not a very good comedian. I've never seen someone who's a comedian, use their son as a prop and get up on stage and he cries, every other night. So he's really not. He is just a system of leftist propaganda.
What did you think? It used to be an award show hosted by like Billy Crystal or
Johnny
Steve Martin or Johnny Carson, who never got involved in this kind of thing.
Bring back Jay Leno.
Right.
Well, what did you think about Mike Huckabee, Governor Mike Huckabee? He was asked to serve on the CMA board, and within about 24 hours, he resigned because of all the backlash, and people were criticizing him for being so conservative, and this is country music we're talking about.
Right. It shows us that we've really just sort of reached this pinnacle where people are just insane when it comes to politics, and they're forgetting what the entertainment industry is for. It is for entertainment. It is not entertaining for me to have you shout down at me or tell me that because I support my president. These are things that people are upset about. I like my president. I like my country. I value my family over celebrities. These are the things that gets them up in arms. So it's an unfortunate time, but I feel like the tides are turning and we're winning. And at the end of the day, individualism is what's coming back.
I think probably most Americans are not political per se, but there are people on both sides who are very active, and they love to get people from their crowd to also be just as vocal.
That's true. You're exactly right.
All right. Well, listen, Candace, it's been great.
You are awesome, Candace.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
If folks would like more information about Turning Point USA, you have a website?
Yes, we do. We have a Facebook page. You can go to @TurningPointUSA, tpusa.com. We're all on Facebook, so just look us up. We've been in a lot of places, and we're doing some really great work.
And can we also mention that Ainsley has been Googling your outfit and would like to buy it?
Look at this. I love your style. Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are so nice.
Thank you for being here. You'll have to come back.
Absolutely.
Okay, everyone, have a great day. Happy Monday to you. You made it through, or you made it through your first alarm for a week. Bye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.